Hey guys, this is Jessica Gutierrez with Clean With Me podcast. This is a podcast where I walk you through cleaning your house step by step. So let's clean together. Hey everybody, it's cleaning day. We're gonna do the full house cleaning today. I hope you guys are motivated and ready to clean. If you're not, that's okay. I'm gonna get you motivated. So go ahead and do whatever it is that gets you going, get you ready to clean. Sometimes it's just making that first step of just forcing yourself to start, because with me, once I get started and going, it puts me in a cleaning mode. Once I, just force myself to make that first step and just start, then I get going and I get motivated and I just start even doing more than I even set out to do in the first place. So you're already here, you're already listening. That's a great first step. Now all we have to do is just get started. So do whatever it is that gets you motivated and gets you ready to go, whether that's throwing your hair up in a bun, getting ready for the day, drinking an iced coffee. Maybe it's just lighting a candle and opening some windows to let some light in. Maybe brightening up your mood a little bit. And then I noticed somebody in the comments was talking about laundry and how do I keep up with laundry. So that's why I start all my episodes with doing a load of laundry, because with me, I have to at least do one load of laundry every day, and that's a personal goal I set for myself because I have a lot of laundry in my house. So go ahead and once you do whatever it is that you start with to get motivated and start cleaning your house, go ahead and move on into your laundry area and go ahead and do a load of laundry. Do a laundry switch, which is moving your clothes from the washer to the dryer or from the dryer to a laundry basket, so you can do a new load and start a new load of laundry. Put your clean clothes in a laundry basket or put them wherever it is you put clean clothes, and we'll fold those when we take our laundry folding break at the end of the episode. I will remind you. And go ahead and start a new load. If you're having a lazy day, just do a load of towels or rags. And if you're not, then do whatever it is that needs to be, whatever you need to wash, whether it's your kids' clothes, if you have kids, or your clothes, or whatever. Go ahead and just do a load of laundry. I try to just do a maintenance load, one load of laundry per day, and then whenever I have less of my everyday chores, like my, dishes or my outer areas, if those are not as bad one day, I will do multiple loads. Or if I'm like binge watching something, I tend to be doing loads of laundry while I'm watching a show. And it makes me feel like I'm being productive even when I'm not and I'm just watching a show. And it's something you can do while you're watching whatever. And I mean, you could do it whether you're, watching something on YouTube or listening to a podcast or whatever, or listening to an audiobook, whatever you like to do. Whenever you're doing your extracurricular that doesn't involve, your hands, go ahead and just do your laundry while you're doing that. And it's a great way to just distract yourself. It feels like you're having fun. You are distracting yourself, but you're also getting stuff done at the same time. That's what I do. That's what I prefer most, is whenever I decide to just sit back and watch something, if there's laundry that needs to be done, I just do loads of laundry while I'm doing that and fold. And then on the commercial break or when I'm done folding, I'll just pause and then I'll put everything away. So I don't know if you're in the same phase of life as me, but if you are, I like having my toddlers help me with the laundry. They enjoy pushing the clothes into the dryer. It's something they like to do. I try to include them on little chores so that it just gets them used to doing chores. Juliana calls it her chores. Whenever she sees me going towards the laundry, she'll be like, "Mommy, can I do my chores?" And I'm like, "Yeah, do your chores." And I also have her help me feed the dog and the cats because she likes doing that, and I call it her chores just to kind of normalize her doing chores. So I'm hoping maybe when she's older, she'll, not fight me on it. That's wishful thinking. She probably will, but it makes me feel better. So I'm just going to say she's going to like doing chores one day. All of you with older kids are like, "No, she's not." So if you do have kids, though, you can go ahead and put them on an activity when you're done doing the laundry or doing, a load of laundry. Like giving them some busy work to do, like picking up their toys or something, or maybe you want to set them up to color or put them on a show or something. Whatever you do to keep them occupied, give them some Barbies to play with. Sorry, I have girls that are obsessed with Barbies right now. I'm being too specific. Whatever it is that you do to with your kids to keep them occupied, if you have kids, or maybe you need to put the dog outside to go to the restroom, or maybe you need to feed your dog and keep your pets occupied if you're a dog mom. But like I said, whatever it is you need to do to get everything out of the way so there's no distractions, you can really just focus on cleaning. So once you're done doing your load of laundry and getting everybody occupied, maybe you have big kids in the house, which a lot of you probably do because it's summer. You can have them do their chores like cleaning their room, or I don't know if you have a chore chart for them, that's always a good idea. Or maybe you could just have them clean the outer areas so that when you get to that, you have less to do. And if you don't have kids, let's just go ahead and go straight to the kitchen and get going and get started on that. So grab your clean dishes, whether they're in your dishwasher or your dish rack or both, and go ahead and be putting those away. And if I ever say anything and you're like, wow, I really need to get that done, whether it's like organizing a certain cabinet or a refrigerator or whatever, but you don't have time because you're having a heavy dish day or you're having a dirty house day, which is most of my days. So, no judgment. Most of my days I'm having dirty house days and I have to do, a really long cleaning sesh. Go ahead and pause me and write it down and make a list and tell yourself that you're going to get to that tomorrow, and then try your best to get to that tomorrow. The quicker we do it after we realize it needs to be done, the more likely you are to get it done. I have a tendency to put things off, so I write it down on a piece of paper, and as I come across it, say I open up, my silverware drawer and I'm like, whoa, that needs tending to, but I'm a hot mess right now and there's no way I'm getting to it. I'll just write it down on a piece of paper and I'll tell myself I'm going to get to that tomorrow. Because chances are if you're having a heavy cleaning day today, tomorrow you're not going to have quite as much maintenance cleaning and you'll have time to get to it. And if you're going to be busy again tomorrow, just at least write on the piece of paper what day you plan on getting to it. That way you go in with a plan and it's not just up in the air like, oh, one day I'll get to it, because then you're probably not going to get to it. So just go in there with a plan, write down when you're going to get it done. And then, like I said before, making lists is satisfying. Crossing things off of your list, even more satisfying. So I would definitely recommend. So whenever you're done putting away your dishes, it's okay if you're not done. No rush. We all get things done in our own time. This is just more of like a guideline. Everybody's house is different. Everybody's level of dirtiness is different. I'm just going by mostly my own cleaning session and my own experiences. If you differ, just try to glean as much as you can from what I'm saying and take whatever applies to you and apply it. I'm going to try to, talk about all different cleaning types and house types, but I'm going to say some stuff that doesn't apply to you, and if it doesn't, then that's okay. If it does and you don't have time, like I said, go ahead and write that down. Whenever you're done putting away the dishes, though, go ahead and do I found that if I do a more thorough pre-rinse of my dishes, it makes doing the dishes a lot easier for me and less of a just task that I really dread, because I dread doing the dishes most of the time. But I found that if I do a super, super thorough pre-rinse and get every, baked on everything off the dishes first, and then go back and just do a quick sanitize with the soap and rinse and everything, that it just makes it seem like it's going by a lot faster for me. Because the pre-rinsing is kind of the hard part, and then you're just like boom, 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 boom. And I wash my dishes by hand, so if you're doing your dishwasher, then all you're doing is pre-rinsing and then putting it into the dishwasher. So either way, you have to pre-rinse. So go ahead and do that. dispose of whatever food or anything that is left on your plates. And if you have big kids at home, try your best to get them to rinse off their plates or even wash as they go. I mean, ideally, kids don't like to do that, but if you can get them to do that, then great. That'll be less work for you. I always like implement that, and then we kind of like drift off and don't do it as time goes by, and then I have to implement it again, and then we, slowly quit doing it. That's how it is in my house anyway. Maybe you're better at keeping things going when you start something like that. I'm not, so I usually end up with a mound of dishes. If you do have big kids at home, try to get them to rinse off their own dishes just to lighten the load a little bit. Or better yet, have them do the dishes every once in a while so you don't have to. But not all of us have that. Most of us are, doing our own cleaning, and that's fine. We're going to get it done. Just get all of that food off of your dishes, whether you're putting it down the garbage disposal in the trash, or maybe you have like a lot of old leftovers or something you need to dispose of outside. Go ahead and do that. I'm just in the phase of life where I have a big kid staying with me for the summer, so my stepdaughter, so I do have a helper with me, and she's real good about if she sees me cleaning, she'll ask me if I need any help. So some stuff that I usually give her to do is I just tell her to either rinse off her dishes as we go, or I have her bring all the dishes from around the house. If you don't have big kids, you go ahead and now would be a good time to collect your dishes from around the house. And I told you that I now open my fridge every time I'm doing this step and just check and see if there's any like dishes in there that need to be clean, anything old that needs to be taken out of my fridge. I do this during my gathering dishes stage because it usually needs it in my house. If you don't need to do this step, then that's okay. You can just skip it. Or if you don't have time for it and you have a big dish day, then you could just pause me and write it down for tomorrow. Another chore, if you have kids staying with you for the summer, you can have them pick up the outer areas. That's a good one. That way when we get to the outer areas, you don't have as much to do, stuff like that. If you don't, that's okay. Let's just keep trucking along. Most of the time I don't have any help. Most of the time it's just me and the babies. If you're listening, you're probably the person in your household that does the majority of the cleaning. So that's why I have this episode. That's why we have the full length hour-long walkthrough, because this is our cleaning time where we're going to bust out this whole house in one session, and it's going to be great. I know an hour of cleaning is a lot, but your house looks so much better when it's done. Whenever you do a full hour of straight cleaning, you feel so accomplished after. You feel like so much has been done. Even if you use that whole hour just for the dishes, you probably had a lot of dishes, so it feels amazing once you're done with them. And while we're on the topic of the dishes, I actually had an out today because my sink is messed up and my husband took apart the faucet yesterday, and I didn't really realize what he did. He took off like part of the faucet, and so I didn't cook today. We had like, microwavable stuff that doesn't use dishes because of that. And just be trucking along as I am talking. Make sure once you're done pre-rinsing, you're either loading the dishwasher or just busting out the dishes as I talk. And let's go ahead and get those out of the way. But anyway, something funny that happened this morning, I was going to make the baby's bottle, and I was like half asleep. And make the bottle, I'm just pouring milk in there. But anyway, I went to go make her bottle, and my stepdaughter was sitting on the couch, Adia. And I turned on the faucet, and it squirted out water. And my couch is not, it's fairly close, but it's not super close to my sink. The water squirted all the way out from the sink because he had taken apart the faucet to the couch and sprayed her in the face. And we were both like in shock because it sprayed me too. It got part of me and then splashed her, and we were cracking up. It was hilarious because it just caught us both off guard, and we were both like half asleep. And she was like, "What was that?" It was so funny. And I was like, well, I guess we're not going to cook today because we can't do the dishes until he comes home and helps me fix this because I am helpless when it comes to like fixing the sink and stuff like that. But he got home late and he never finished it, so he's going to have to do it, later today. But I just thought that was funny. I was like, yes, secretly. Obviously, it stinks that my, sink's not working, but in the back of my head, I'm like, no dishes today, yeah. So that's always very exciting. You guys listening are probably like, okay, wow, thank you. We're doing the dishes right now. We don't want to hear about your no dish day, Jessica. So I'm sorry. Keep trucking along on those dishes. I'm sure I'll have a mound of dishes tomorrow, so don't worry. I'll get my payback tomorrow. You guys are doing great. You're sticking with it. You're getting through those dishes. You're almost done with them. Just keep going, keep moving. And try not to get discouraged if you're getting interrupted. I know if you have a big household or a lot of people in your house, or maybe just a couple little tiny needy members of the house, maybe you have little ones. Sometimes it's easy to get discouraged when people are like, tapping you and asking you for 1,000 things while you're doing the dishes. But you guys just keep going. If you have to stop, just get right back to it. You guys can do it. I know you can do it. It's very easy to just get off track while you're doing this whole hour clean because it is a long part of your day. But I hope you guys stick to it and you just get right back on that horse and just, knock it out because once it's done, you're going to feel so relieved. I know I have to try really hard to stay on task, but once I'm finished, I have such a big sense of accomplishment and I'm so happy with myself. So let's just keep on going. If you have a dish aster today and you want to do the dishes for the entire kitchen portion or the entire episode, you go ahead and get those dishes done. That's the most important thing I feel like in the house. So you just keep working on that. I'm going to go ahead and talk about wiping down and stuff, but no pressure if you're not done yet. You just keep working on those dishes. If you're moving on to wiping down, go ahead and grab your Clorox wipes or your rag and hot soapy water, whatever you prefer to work with, and go ahead and start wiping down. Wipe down your countertops first, and then your kitchen table or your dining room table. Make sure you get behind the sink if you're wiping down. Sometimes there can be buildup of soap or just food or whatever behind the sink if you're really getting after it when you're doing the dishes. Sometimes stuff will get behind the sink. So clean your faucet and your sink. And if you're done with the dishes, go ahead and clean out your sink as well. We want to have a nice clean sink when we're done washing the dishes. It'll just make you feel, better. And you just don't want any, food remnants in your sink attracting bugs or anything. So go ahead and clean that off, and then once you're done with that, look at your stove area. You want to thoroughly wipe down that stove, the backsplash behind the stove. Maybe there's some grease splatters from cooking. Make sure you give that a once over. Your sides of your oven, maybe the front of your oven. Then take a look at your cabinets. Is there any splatters on your cabinets? There probably is around your sink since we just did the dishes. There's probably some splatters on around there. There usually is in my house. So just give that a once over. Does your fridge need to be wiped down? Go ahead and open your fridge and just see if there's anything in your fridge that needs to be wiped down. Does it need a major wipe down? If you have time to do it, great. If not, go ahead and write it down and do it tomorrow. When I'm doing my 1 week deep clean, I always go ahead and get that fridge because if I don't, I won't get to it. While I'm doing the dishes now, I always just go ahead and check and see if there's any dishes in the refrigerator because I'm bad about that generally, so I've added that extra step. Just to make sure that I'm not missing anything because if I don't, then while I'm in the dish mode, if I don't look, then I probably won't do it. So also, if you haven't already gathered the dishes from around your house, go ahead and do that and wash them. But if you don't need to do that, then just keep trucking along with wiping down. Look inside your microwave. Does your microwave need to be wiped down? It probably does. Go ahead and wipe down inside your microwave. Take out that little glass piece that goes in your microwave and wash that in the sink and then put it in the drying rack. If it needs it, maybe your just handles of your microwave need to be wiped. Probably your Your other handles for your cabinet doors need to be wiped. Your refrigerator handles probably need to be wiped down. Then maybe take a look inside of your cabinets. Do they need to be wiped down? Is there anything that maybe spilt over inside your cabinets that somebody didn't clean up? Maybe open there and see if there's any like flour tipped over or rice or anything like that that needs to be cleaned up. Or is there just anything just unorganized in your cabinet? Sometimes when we get groceries, we're just exhausted and we just pile stuff in there, and then it gets worse and worse and worse as time goes on, and we don't really get to that because that's one of those things that it's not in our everyday maintenance cleaning list, so it might get overlooked most times. So just look in your cabinets. If you don't have time to do it today, just make a note, write it down on a piece of paper to get to it tomorrow or another day. And then while we're wiping down, make sure you're lifting up appliances. If you have any appliances on your countertops, if you have an appliance that you haven't used in a while and it's just found a home on your countertops and you're thinking to yourself, I haven't used this in a while, maybe go put that away and out of sight so it's not taking up counter space. Or if you have, knickknacks or something that shouldn't be in your kitchen that's taking up counter space, go ahead and put that away where it goes. If you have like old bills or just junk, sometimes just random things will accumulate on my counter because I'm putting them up there to get them away from the kids, and then it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows, and then it gets out of hand, and now I just have like a junk pile sitting on my countertop for no reason. So every once in a while I have to declutter my kitchen counters, actually quite often. That's why I talk about it so much on this show. It's something that always happens. It's a hot spot in my house, is this specific corner of my countertop. So if you have anything like that, go ahead and get that done. Maybe you have a silverware drawer that's out of hand or a junk drawer that's just getting too junky. There's too much stuff in it now. Maybe you need to do that. If you don't have time to do that now, you could do it another day. Your walls of your kitchen, there's a lot of food eating going on in your kitchen, so maybe those need to be tended to. Maybe there's some splatter on the walls that needs to be cleaned. And while you're in that kitchen, take out your trash and don't forget to replace the liner. If your trash can is funky, if it has a funky smell or there's, some splash or something that leaked in there, go ahead and clean that out. If you don't have time right this second, then just put it outside or in the bathroom, whether you're going to rinse it out in the tub or with the hose, depending on how nice it is outside. That way you will for sure do it because you need your trash can. So if you put it, somewhere else, you won't just be tempted to put a bag in it and forget about it. And also behind your trash can, is there like food splatters behind your trash can, especially if you have kids or even if you don't? Sometimes when we're throwing stuff away, stuff can splatter behind the trash can, and I've had to wipe that down before behind the trash can. So maybe you need to wipe down that area. And before we're finished with the kitchen, again, no judgment if you're not done. There are more days than I can count where I'm spending 30, 45, up to an hour cleaning my kitchen. We all have those days. No judgment. I have those days a lot. So, this is just a guideline. You can always pause me, rewind me, or just clean along with me, doing different things than me, and continue cleaning the kitchen and just use me as entertainment purposes. Whatever you want to do. But after we wipe down our countertops and our kitchen table, a lot of times, if it was really messy or maybe it wasn't and you just threw some crumbs on the ground, you probably need to spot clean the floor. So if you don't have time to do a full floor sweep and you want to wait to do that at the end of the episode, that's fine, but just spot clean it. That way we're not tracking stuff into the other rooms of the house, especially if you have carpet. So just do a quick spot cleaning, just a quick sweep of those crumbs that we wiped off of the countertop if we didn't catch the crumbs in the rag or the wipes. And then once we're done with that, I'm going to go ahead and nosy on over to the living areas. If you're not done with the kitchen, again, no judgment. You guys keep trucking along on your kitchen area. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the living areas, though. And when I think living areas, I think pet chores. So if you have pets, go ahead and feed them right now before you forget. if you have time, go ahead and if you have fish, feed your fish. If you have to clean your fish tank and don't have time right now, go ahead and just write that down on your list to do a different day when you're doing extra things. If you have dogs, go ahead and feed and water your dogs. If you have cats, go ahead and clean the litter box now, do your pet chores, and then feed and water the kitties. My pet chores are plenty right now. I have lots of pet chores. Every couple days I clean the litter box every day because all the babies are kind of using the litter box right now when they can. And so every couple days though, I do a thorough sanitization of the whole room. I just use sanitizer and a wet rag on the entire floor, and then I wash their bedding and stuff like that. And then I have this all natural flea and tick spray that I use for preventative maintenance, and I spray on their little beds and stuff. It's all natural. It's just like, I don't know what's in it, but it smells like tea tree oil, but it works. I got it from like a Tractor Supply store or something like that, a feed store. So if you don't have pets, then just go ahead and move on to the focal points of your room, whether it's usually your couches. So fix your couches. You might need to clean under the cushions if you're eating on your cushions, or maybe they just get funky. I always have to do this. So I lift up my couch cushions and I either sweep the crumbs or whatever it is underneath onto the floor to clean, because I have hardwood floors, or you could just get a hand vacuum and vacuum it, or just use the hose on your vacuum and just vacuum it up. But if you have children, you probably need to clean underneath your couch. I'm good friends with my sister-in-law, and she doesn't allow anybody to eat on her couch, which is ideal. I wish I was able to have that rule, but I always just end up giving in. And she even still has to clean up underneath her cushions because, she has toddlers, so they still get stuff underneath their couches, even though I've never seen anyone eat on their couch. So once you're done with that, go ahead and fix the cushions and the pillows on your couch. And the reason I like to start with the focal points of the room is just it gives you the illusion of, you getting a lot done, which you are. But it just makes that room look cleaner right off the bat, and it just makes it look better, and it always motivates me. If you haven't already opened up your windows, go ahead and open up your windows and add some light to the room so you can see the spots that you need to clean. If you have a cloth couch like I do, then grab your trusty dusty carpet cleaner, whether it's an all-in-one carpet cleaner plus cleaning brush like I have, which is awesome and I would highly recommend. And go ahead and spot clean any spots you see on your couch, or just use a wet rag and some carpet cleaner and spray it and spot clean it. It probably needs it. Or if you have a better couch than I do, because mine falls apart if I do this, but if you need to just go ahead and take your covers off of your couch cushions and wash them, if they do that, you could do that. Or if you have a leather couch, go ahead and just wipe down any problem areas on your couch, and then move on to the rest of the room and just put everything away that does not belong. If there's toys out, or magazines or books, or just stuff that doesn't belong or is just maybe out of place, go ahead and move that around and put them where they go. If you put things away where they go, then you don't make more work for yourself. So if you're making the effort to put something away, just make sure you're putting it in a place where it goes and not just moving the mess to another room. And if you have big kids doing it, make sure you tell them that as well. And you guys are doing great. You're doing very good. You're getting so much done. I'm very proud of you guys. Just keep going. We're halfway there. Maybe you have a coffee table that opens, or an ottoman that opens, or just drawers and an end table or something. Peep inside those and just see if there's anything out of place or anything that needs to be organized. Is there stuff accumulating in your coffee table if you have one of those? I don't have a coffee table just because my babies will end up hitting their head on one, so we just don't have one, and we have a small house. But if you do, go ahead and check inside there, or if you have any drawers or anything. As you're picking up and putting stuff away, go ahead and look underneath your couch. Yes, look underneath your couch. It is a full cleaning episode day, so we're not going to avoid that today. it seems like a lot more work than it actually is. Trust me, coming from somebody that always has stuff underneath her couch, I always think it's going to be really hard, but it really only takes me like 5 minutes to put everything away, even if it's real bad. So just grab a broom or a stick or anything and just, sweep underneath your couch and just get everything. Every once in a while, if you need to move your actual couch and vacuum underneath it or sweep underneath it, I know not all of us are physically able to, but if you are, it's good to just clean underneath your couch every once in a while, a good thorough clean sweep or vacuum. I will remind you to do all of your floors at the end of the episode because I like to do my floors all at once. So no worries there. Maybe you have hot spots that are in your living area. Maybe there's an area in your living area that accumulates junk. Mine used to be the corner, the toy corner. It became a just avalanche of toys and it was getting super out of hand, and it took someone taking a picture in my living area, with that toy mound in the background where I was like, that needs to be taken care of. It's a huge eyesore and they don't need that many toys dumped out every time they play. So maybe you have something like that. Maybe your coffee table is just accumulating junk and it's like a catch-all. Everyone has, those hot spots in their house, wherever that may be. Let's go ahead and tackle those hot spots. If you have something like that in your living area, let's go ahead and put everything where it goes. If you need help, you can ask somebody for help, ask somebody to help you tackle it. But if it's something you've been putting off, let's quit procrastinating and just knock it out real quick. Like I said, it seems daunting and it seems like a lot more work than it actually is a lot of times. A lot of times we build something up in our heads and it becomes, impossible, and we think like, man, it's going to take me so much time to do that. I just don't have the time. But if you just start doing it, you'll realize that your, anticipation of the actual chore is a lot worse than the actual chore itself a lot of times. So the main thing in the outer areas is just putting stuff where it goes. And it's not just under your couch. If you have a TV stand that stuff can go under, go ahead and look under that and see if there's anything under that you need to clean, or just tables or anything that anything can go underneath. If you need to move stuff around, you could do that. If you're physically able to, don't hurt yourself. And then grab your trusty dusty Clorox wipes and just start wiping down. Wipe down your windowsills if they need it, your blinds, your TV stand if you have one, or your tabletops, your coffee tables, your end tables, your TV, doorknobs, doors. I mentioned magic erasers are great for scuff marks on doors. If you have dogs, especially big dogs, or little dogs, or cats, a lot of times we'll get scuff marks on the doors. I know I do, and those magic erasers really help with that. If your Clorox wipes don't get it clean, then try a magic eraser. They're really good on scuff marks. And then just take a look. Once you're done wiping down everything, maybe you need to dust a ceiling fan, or maybe you have some shelves that need to be dusted, or some pictures up on the wall that need to be adjusted. Maybe they're crooked or need to be wiped down or dusted off. Or look down at your floor. If you have carpeting, maybe you need to spot clean your floor with some carpet cleaner. So go ahead and do that now if you need to do that. If not, write it down for another day. Or if you have wood floors, maybe there's just a problem area like a sticky spot or maybe a sticker stuck on the floor. Just give a once over and just look over your floor and see if there's anything you need to spot clean. And I don't know how many living areas you have, so if you need extra time, no worries. You can pause me, rewind me, or just keep going. Or maybe you just have to, tackle some hot spots in your living areas and it's taking you longer than usual. Maybe you tackled that underneath the couch and it's just taking a while to put everything away. No worries, you guys. Everybody go at their own pace. It's just a guideline. You guys are doing great. You're getting stuff done that's specific to you, whatever that is. But I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bathrooms now. So if you need to pause me, that's fine. But moving on to the bathrooms. As you're going to the bathrooms, maybe you have a hallway that needs to be cleaned. Is there anything in your hallway that needs to be wiped down? Any knickknacks that needs to be dusted? Maybe there's knickknacks in your entryway that needs to be dusted. Maybe something needs to be wiped down or a rug needs to be adjusted in your entryway. But walk down your hallway. Maybe you you need to just get your bedroom door handles with the Clorox wipes to disinfect it. Maybe there's some pictures that need to be dusted or adjusted. Hey, I rhymed. But let's move on over to the bathrooms. And if you have laundry baskets with dirty laundry in your bathrooms, or maybe you have dirty laundry on the floor, go ahead and pick up all the dirty laundry or your laundry baskets and go ahead and move them to the laundry area so they're there and ready for when it's time to do the laundry. Because a lot of times, if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and we don't always think to do the laundry that's in the bathrooms if they're in the bathrooms. So when I'm cleaning my bathrooms, I like to move those to the laundry area. So go ahead and do that first and pick up all your dirty laundry. If there's just stuff on the floor, go ahead and pick that up and put it in its place. Look on your countertops. Is there stuff that is sitting on your countertops? Maybe they've been there for a while, but they don't really need to go there and they need to be put away in a drawer, like toothpaste or brushes, straighteners, makeup, whatever it may be. If you need to pick that stuff up now, go ahead and do that and put it where it goes. If you're putting stuff away and you're looking inside the drawers of your bathroom and you're like, yikes, this is a mess, this is getting out of hand, maybe your cabinets are getting out of hand or your drawers in your bathroom. If you have time to do it, great. If they just need a quick straightening, you go ahead and do that now. If you need to put that off till after the episode or tomorrow, write it down on a list so you don't forget. While you're picking up, go ahead and look into your shower area or bathtub. And do you need to readjust your shampoos and conditioners? Are they empty? Do you need to throw something out? Or are they knocked over? Do you need to put them up where they go? Or maybe you have kids and they dumped out a bunch of toys in the bathtub. Maybe you just need to pick those up. Just do all your picking up. And then when you're done with your pickup, start wiping down. Grab whatever it is you use to wipe down the bathroom. I love Clorox wipes for this, and I also like to wear gloves while I do the wiping down. That way I get in there and I do a much more thorough wiping down when I'm wearing gloves because I'm not scared to touch anything bad, and it allows me to do a lot more of a deep clean into my bathroom. If you have big kids, teenagers, or preteens, or just kids that are old enough to clean bathrooms or just do a pickup of their bathroom, say you have like a kid bathroom or something. I only have one bathroom, but if you have multiple bathrooms, you can delegate at this time. I'm real bad at delegating, but don't be like me. If you can delegate, do lighten the load. If you don't have anybody to help you, that's fine. Just do what you can do. Don't overwhelm yourself. But you're able to do a lot more than you think you do. Like I said, don't make it out to be a bigger thing than it is in your head. I'm the worst at this. A lot of times if we just start doing it, we'll realize, hey, I'm actually putting a big dent into this and I didn't think I'd be able to, but look at me, I'm getting it done. So I have faith in you guys. I know you can get it done. So go ahead and once you're done, just start wiping down. Start with the mirrors, of course. You can use some Windex, and some paper towels on your mirror. And then move on to your sinks and your countertops. And if there's any kind of toothpaste splatter on the wall or, anything like that, wipe it down. Make sure you're getting around the faucets. Look at your baseboards. Are those starting to get dusty or get dirty? A lot of times, we don't get to those baseboards very often, so they can accumulate dust and just, stuff like that. So every once in a while, give those a wipe down because the longer you leave them, the worse they're going to get. So that might be something you need to do. Grab your toilet bowl cleaner. I like the squirtable bleach that gets underneath the rim, and just do a quick squirt underneath the rim of your toilet. That way it's sitting there while you're doing all your wiping down, and it's able to sit and really bleach that toilet bowl. And clean the parts of the toilet that you touch first, your handle, your, the seat that you actually are touching, and then do the other parts of the toilet. Make sure you're getting behind the toilet. on the sides of the toilet, every part of it. Just go ahead and do the floor around the toilet. Just give it a real thorough wipe down. I like to make sure I'm hitting that toilet with a wipe very often because I have little hands that are constantly touching it, and it's just for my own peace of mind, and so my kids don't touch anything gross. I like to make sure my toilets are nice and clean. And I'm all about making things as simple as possible, and that's why I like the Clorox wipes. I just think it's the simplest way to clean the bathroom because they're disposable, but if you are using rags, that's fine. I do recommend the gloves though, because even if they're reusable gloves, if you don't want to waste gloves or whatever, because for sure it really helps you dig deeper into the bathroom and really, really get those hard to reach spots that you wouldn't get otherwise. So once you're done wiping down the toilets and everything, you can get your toilet brush cleaner and just scrub the inside of your toilet with whatever you use to clean it. I use just, your regular toilet brush, but if you use a sponge or a rag or whatever you personally like to use, go ahead and do that once your bleach has sat there for a little bit. And then when it comes to the bathtubs or showers, I like to do a once over clean whenever I'm taking a shower. Like I said, I like to keep that sponge with a dispenser and the removable sponges in the bathtub. That way, hanging up on a rack, that way whenever I take a shower, I just grab that brush at the end of my shower and I just scrub the walls and everything. And that really helps you to, if you like more natural things, you can just keep vinegar and soap in there, half vinegar and half dish soap inside of it. And that's like a more natural thing, like if you're pregnant or whatever, or just like natural products. Or I like right now, I just have a soap scum bathroom cleaner because it just penetrates that soap scum really well. I like to use that inside the brush, so I just go ahead and get my shower and bathtub with it just real quick after I'm done taking a shower, just for my everyday maintenance. And then now that we're doing, a deep cleaning or just, your bathroom cleaning maintenance, I like to get the bathtub damp. And again, if you have a different way of doing this, you do it whatever way you prefer or whatever way you like to do. I just like to dampen the bathtub with the shower head and make sure it's nice and damp. And then I sprinkle it with like Ajax or that sprinkly bleach, and I let it sit there for a little bit. Make sure your bathroom is very well ventilated when you do this. And then you let it sit, and I usually like do the floors or organize something while I'm letting it sit. And I usually save all the floors for the end, but every once in a while I'll like to do, if if my bathrooms aren't too disgusting, I like to just do the floor because it's not that much surface area. I like to just do the floor real quick while I'm in there. Sometimes I'll just use a rag and just clean my floor with just some Windex or just all surface spray or bathroom cleaner spray, and just go ahead and wipe down the floors with my gloves on and just on my hands and knees because it's just a small surface area. If you prefer to just do it with your mop or Swiffer or whatever you use at the end of the episode, that's fine. I like to just go ahead and get my bathrooms while I'm in there and do it while my bleach in my bathtub's sitting. Whatever you prefer to do. And then whenever you're done with that and your bleach has sat there for a few minutes, go ahead and just scrub it with that sponge and just get it really good. Make sure you're rinsing all of the bleach out so it doesn't irritate anybody. Oh, and I forgot to mention, every once in a while make sure you're wiping down and sanitizing, the switches for the light, or maybe the handles, the doorknobs, stuff like that, or the handles for the cabinets, just to sanitize them. And if you guys have lots of bathrooms in your house, or maybe your bathroom is just really dirty today, you guys keep trucking along on those bathrooms. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the bedrooms now. So if you haven't washed your bedding, go ahead and take all your bedding off of your bedroom beds and the covers off the pillowcases and move those to your laundry area and make sure they're where it's the first thing you see when you go to do the laundry. I mentioned I have that big black tub that I put all my laundry in my laundry area, just because my laundry area is in my living room behind my couch and I don't want just my dirty laundry visible. And I don't like the look of just random comforters sitting behind my couch. Just if somebody were to come over, I have a lot of my husband's family that lives around here that, comes to my house unannounced and stuff. So we just got that. Just my husband just thought it looked nicer, and so did I. And I'll put my comforter in that. But it'll be on top of all my other clothes, so it's the first thing I wash. But however your system is, just make sure it's somewhere within sight and make that a priority. That way your bedding's clean by the time it's bedtime. But I'm real big on moving, your dirty stuff to the laundry area so you're actually seeing it and you will actually wash it once you go in there. So do that on whatever beds need to be washed. If you have kids, you can have them take their bedding off and move it to the laundry area. If they're too little, you could do it yourself and just take I take the bedding off my baby's crib and move it to the bedroom too when I'm washing my own stuff. Same thing with laundry. You can delegate to your kids to take their dirty laundry if they don't do their own laundry. If they do, then you can have them do their own laundry at the end of the episode when you're done doing the laundry. But if you do their laundry, go ahead and have them move their laundry to the laundry area. Or you can do it yourself if, it's your own laundry or littles. Just move all of your dirty laundry to the laundry area. If there's laundry on the floor, same thing. If you have clean laundry folded that hasn't been yet put away, or stuff that needs to be hung up that's just sitting on top of a dresser, go ahead and put that away. If there's anything that's out of place in your bedroom or on the floor that needs to be put away, you could do that now. Look under your bed when you're done dealing with the dirty clothes. Is there anything out of place? My mom said her dog likes to drag, dog toys under the bed. Maybe you have a puppy that does that. Or maybe there's just, clothes, socks, shoes, whatever, just floated underneath the bed. Bottles, in my case, sometimes get under the bed. I have to make sure I do that during my cleaning time. I always do a sweep of the house of bottles. I know that sounds terrible, but my kids leave their bottles everywhere, or sippies. So I do a sweep of the area a couple times a day to get all of the bottles out of the area and cleaned, because everyone knows if a bottle gets swept under a bed and we don't check for them, they'll get really nasty. So I do a bottle sippy sweep every once in a while, daily. And so look underneath that. Don't be afraid to look under your bed. If you need to clean under there, if it's raised, you can. And if you don't have time, that's fine. You can save it for another day, but make sure you're writing down and making a plan to do it on a certain day so that you don't put that off. If you have, by chance, already washed your bedding, then you can go ahead and make your bed at this time. Again, if you notice anything that's getting out of hand in your bedroom, maybe you need to tackle that. We're nearing the end of the episode, so maybe after you do your floors at the end of the episode, you can tackle a hot spot that's in your room. Do you have like a chair that accumulates clothes? Or maybe it's just, a part in your closet that accumulates stuff. Like when you try on clothes or something and take it off and they're not really dirty, but you just toss them to the side. Maybe there's an area that's accumulating clothes, or whatever. Everybody has their certain hot spots, whether it's a drawer in your room or just a surface area that needs to be tended to. If you need to wipe down surfaces in your room, go ahead and do that. Every once in a while you need to do a wipe down of your side tables, your dressers, whatever. They need to be dusted at least every once in a while. Ceiling fan needs to be dusted. If you're dusting a ceiling fan over your bed and your bedding's already in the laundry area, make sure you vacuum your mattress every once in a while. You get a lot of, dust and dead skin cells on your mattress, believe it or not. So if you're not vacuuming your mattress every once in a while, you probably should be. It's not something we often think about, but it does get, funky, and it'll keep your mattress nice and clean and new. So if you have more to do in your bedrooms, no worries. I'm going to go ahead and close out the show. You guys did great. I'm so proud of you. You did a full hour of cleaning. And, it's really hard to stay on task for that long, but you did it and you got something done today, whatever it was. You did what you needed to do. You got done what you needed to do. If you haven't cleaned your floors yet, which we probably didn't have time to do that, go ahead and do a thorough floor cleaning. If you need to vacuum, do that. And if you have vacuuming and sweeping going on, I love to use like Fabuloso. I've mentioned I use rags, wet rags on my Swiffers instead of like the Swiffer pads if I don't have the money to buy the Swiffer pads, or maybe I just don't have them on hand because I haven't been to the store. And I just use like a spray cleaner and I spray the floor like as I go, and then I just use a rag. Or you could just use, a regular mop or whatever it is you use. Make sure you get your do a thorough sweeping. If you have hardwood floors, do a thorough sweeping of your whole house and mopping of your whole house if it needs it. Mine needs it often. Also, don't forget to do a laundry switch and put your feet up after you're done cleaning those floors and fold that laundry. And if you think of it more as a break, which it really is a break, if you just prop your feet up, put on an audio book or a good show or whatever it is you like to do, or maybe you want to listen to a podcast again, clean with me. And just put your feet up and fold that laundry as it comes out and put it away. That way you don't have to think about it later and you keep up with that. And if you need to do more laundry, it's a good excuse to just chill and sit down, and relax and just do some more loads of laundry. And you're still being productive, but you get to sit down and put your feet up for a little bit. But I'm really proud of you guys. Thank you so much for listening and cleaning with me. If you don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram, it's at Clean With Me Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And I also have an art page, which is at Jessica's Custom Work, all lowercase, at Jessica's Custom Work, all lowercase. And I do custom portraits and vans and stuff like that. Go ahead and check me out if you want to see my style and if you're interested. And if you would like to support me on Patreon, I'll put the link in the description. And, that's just a way to financially support the podcast. And I just use it like as a social media and put some personal tidbits on my life, kind of behind the scenes. I'm sending out some stickers right now, stuff like that. But I thank you guys so much for cleaning with me. And as always, happy cleaning!